On today's show, car dealerships have a horrific problem with employee turnover. Porsche Panamera customers fall in love with hybrids, and why Ford is using two types of fuel injectors in the V8 Mustang. All that and more coming right up on Autoline Daily. This is Autoline Daily, the show for enthusiasts of the automotive industry. Hyundai sales dropped 8.5% last month in the U.S. as it cut back on fleet sales and because it's heavily relying on passenger cars in a market crazy about crossovers. And that's causing its inventory of passenger cars to pile up. Ward's Auto reports that the new CEO of its American operations, Kyung-soo or Kenny Lee, has made it a priority to get car levels in check. Its overall inventory is in good shape at 68-day supply at the end of November, but that's 20% higher than it was a year ago, and the Sonata sits at 114-day supply. Its new Kona crossover arrives next year, and it will launch another 7 new crossovers by 2020, so dealers will have to be patient until the new product arrives. In the meantime, Hyundai is going to match production to demand, cut back on incentives, and spend more on marketing. Most car dealerships have a horrific problem with employee turnover. The National Auto Dealers Association says the turnover rate for salespeople at car dealerships is 71% a year. In the service department, it's 41%. With finance and insurance people, it's 37%. And even 16% of general managers, the people who run the dealerships, quit their jobs every year. Dale Pollack, an expert in automotive retail, says it has to do with dealerships hiring the wrong people or not doing a good job of finding the people with the right skills. Pollack says it's the #1 problem at car dealerships, and that fixing it is the fastest way that dealers can improve their profitability. And if you'd like to hear more of Dale's insights into car dealerships, check out the Autoline This Week show we did with him, show number 2135. Panamera buyers seem to really like the plug-in version. That's coming up next.
Autoline Daily is brought to you by Bridgestone Tires, your journey, our passion. Dow Automotive Systems, advanced materials that deliver better results. And by Lear, a global leader in automotive seating and electrical systems.
The move to autonomy is attracting lots of new players. Lear, a company that made its name in seats, just announced that it's buying Israel-based Exo Technologies, a developer of GPS technology for autonomous and connected vehicles. Exo takes in GPS satellite data before a receiver performs its position calculation, and then it applies its own software to correct for things like orbit and atmospheric effects. This allows for centimeter-level accuracy, which can then be sent out to receivers worldwide over an internet connection. Lear believes Exo's solution will pair well with its existing technologies. To help highlight the customer's shift in taste to electrification, Porsche says its new Panamera hybrid is now top choice amongst buyers in Europe. Almost 60% of all new Panamera models sold in Europe are plug-ins, and in some regions, it's even higher. In France, it's 70%. Austria is over 80%. Finland, 85%, Norway's at 90%, and Belgium tops 90%. The story is a little bit different in the U.S. Only 71 examples have been sold so far this year, with 58 of those coming in November, which equates to about 8% of sales. And that's actually down from 12% last year. You know, we like to keep you up to speed with what's happening around the world, and here's how sales are going in Japan. According to Ward's Auto data, automakers sold close to 368,000 light vehicles in October, which is a dip of 1.6% compared to a year ago. However, overall sales are strong. Automakers have sold 4.4 million vehicles through October, which is almost a 7% gain. Why in the world is Ford using two types of fuel injection in the Mustang? We'll answer that coming up next.
Bridgestone's new Ecopia Plus tires are fuel efficient and engineered to give you 20 extra miles per tank.
20 extra miles? Good, because usually I have to stop and fill up there. Hit me, Ben.
Learn more at bridgestonetire.com.
They say the heart of the car is the engine, and automakers probably spend more money on it than anything else. And that's why we're intrigued by this latest development. The 5-liter V8 in the 2018 Mustang features a new fuel injection system that combines direct and port injection. On last week's Autoline After Hours, we were joined by the engineers of the Mustang, and they explain why they went this way.
We're always trying to push a 5-liter, right? So, we did all, even for 2018, and we've got valve changes and flow changes, but really the game changer to move it forward was the fueling system. So yeah, we've got 2 injection systems, but by doing that, we were able to increase the compression ratio because we're controlling the fuel system. With a direct injection, we can control it, atomize it better, get better burn. And then based on that, because you can get a better burn, you can get better compression ratio. So then that gives you power, and so it's this great fulfilling circle of power. So it really, the fuel system gives you that capability from the control of DI, and then still having port fuel at low speeds to.
Yeah, port fuel at lower speeds, more for emissions control and things like that, and the direct injection to really get that high end where you want to have it. So kind of each are doing a different job.
At the same time?
First it starts port fuel, and then they blend, and then you're in DI.
Yeah. So when we did the supercharger, because we just announced the supercharger at SEMA, that was also part of the big trick, is using, to develop that with Roush and Ford Performance, was to get the supercharger to work with the 2 injection strategies and kind of understand how that transition in the supercharger world is. So yeah, it's got a lot of capability, and I think we'll keep working with that fuel system as.
We have another great Autoline After Hours coming up Thursday, when our special guest will be Simon Sproul, the Chief Marketing Officer of Aston Martin. Simon has an impressive background in the industry, which includes working directly for Carlos Ghosn and Elon Musk. Join John and Gary this coming Thursday for some of the best insights as to what's going on in the global automotive industry. But that's it for today. Thanks for watching, and please join us again tomorrow.